Hey guys, so today we're going to watch 12 things we didn't knew they were invented in India. Now, I've been learning about India for a while now, so I kind of feel like this is a small test for me to see what I already know and what is new to me. So, let's start the video.
Hey, 12 great inventions we can thank India for. We all know that India is one of the oldest civilizations in the world, with a super rich culture and history. But did you know that some of the stuff you use every single day was invented in this country?
I feel like because I'm learning about India for
From
such
the
a long
buttons on your
time,
shirt to the shampoo in
yeah,
your shower.
I know
Watch
stuff like
this video till the
so
end to find out what brilliant
I just
things
want
we
to
can
see
thank
if
India
I'll
for.
be surprised by something that I haven't
and
learned
don't
before.
forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications to
You
keep
go
up
watch
with
the
our
original
updates.
video in the original channel.
All right, number 1, the zero. People in ancient times had always thought that there should be some sort of a sign to indicate nothing. Well, their worries were put to rest in the 5th century AD when Aryabhata, an Indian genius of math and astronomy, invented the zero as a symbol to represent nothing.
Okay, I didn't know who was
It made
invented them. I
addition,
know it was
subtraction,
Indians, but
and a
that is
slew of other
interesting.
mathematical operations a whole lot easier. You can see the oldest zero in existence carved in the wall of a temple in Gwalior, India.
Oh, that's cool. It is
If
like
you're not a
actual
big fan of
zero
math
or just
and
like
the invention of
circle?
zero seems like nothing too important to you, just think, without it, we would have no binary system and no computers. How do you like that zero now? Number 2, rulers. The Indus Valley civilization was using rulers in 1500 BC and earlier.
Okay, I don't think I knew that.
Made from ivory, these rulers were found during excavations in what is present-day Pakistan and northwestern India.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Apparently, they were widely used in architecture with pretty amazing accuracy. They
Yeah,
had
the
units
architecture is
corresponding to 1.32 inches that were marked with extremely precise subdivisions within 5,000th of an inch.
Yeah, but how do they measure?
Number 3,
Like
chess.
measure that.
This all-time top game for intellectuals is also an Indian invention. Its ancestor was called Chaturanga, and it was a strategic board game popular during the Gupta Empire around 6th century AD. Like the chess we know today, this game had various pieces with
I
different
didn't know
value
about
and capabilities.
the ancient
It also had an
game.
important
That's
king
pretty
figure,
interesting.
and winning the game depended on the fate of the king. Another popular board game brought to us by India is Snakes and Ladders. The original
Oh.
version was called Mokshapat,
That's pretty
and it
cool.
was invented by a 13th century poet and saint by the name of Gyandev. The snakes stood for vices, while ladders were virtues. During India's time under British rule, the game made its way to England and later to the US.
Makes sense. Another
Number 4,
something they
plastic
stole.
surgery. In the 6th century BC, an Indian physician named Sushruta created a huge reference book on medicine and surgery.
Okay.
It was one of the world's earliest works of his kind. Sushruta, often called the father of surgery in his home country, described the use of hundreds of medicinal plants and instructions for performing surgical procedures, including nose reconstruction and skin transplantation from one part of the body to another. The original method of rhinoplasty that involved taking a piece of skin from the forehead to reconstruct the nose is even still used today.
I mean, I know it sounds so
But
gross
back
though.
then, nose jobs were done to help people who had been deprived of their noses as a punishment for theft or adultery. Ooh, how times have changed.
Wow, okay.
Number 5, cataract surgery. Sushruta not only invented plastic surgery, but also performed the first cataract surgery.
This
He
guy
used a
was
curved
amazing.
needle to remove the lens from the affected eye.
It's really. I mean,
This revolutionary procedure soon
some
became
pictures
popular
are
outside of
something
India.
I am like.
Patients
I
and
don't
doctors
really
from
like
around
to
the
see.
world visited the surgeon to get operations done and learn from his
That sounds
experience.
really interesting. I just
The
don't want to
genius
see
surgeon never
this
turned anyone
exactly.
away. He said that he got all his knowledge from the god of Ayurvedic medicine, Dhanvantari. Number 6. Wireless communication. When you think of the pioneer of radio communication, Guglielmo Marconi probably immediately comes to mind, and that's for good reason, of course. He even received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1909 for his innovative work.
I knew who that guy was.
But
Sorry.
Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose presented his discovery of radio communication waves to the public in 1895. He sent an electromagnetic wave across 75 feet at the town hall in Calcutta. The wave passed through
cool.
walls, rang a bell, and ignited some gunpowder. Marconi used Bose's invention, the mercury coherer, as a pattern to build his operational two-way radio. Bose never patented his work, so he was only credited for his discovery a century later. Number 7. The USB. The USB, or Universal Serial Bus, is a way more recent invention than wireless communication, of course. It was brought to us by Ajay Bhatt, an Indian-American computer genius that was working as an engineer for Intel back in the 1990s.
He is just. I
He
mean,
came up with the idea
it
of a
wasn't
universal
in India.
port for
He was
devices,
just.
as he was putting an SD card
I mean,
into his
he
computer.
has an Indian
Remember those things?
family or Indian roots.
The device instantly became a huge hit. Bhatt himself didn't get money or official recognition for his invention, as he's always insisted that it was the result of teamwork. Today, the amount of USB devices used worldwide is over 10 billion items, making it the most used computer gadget out there.
Crazy.
Number 8. Yoga. Hit that like button if you've ever tried yoga. I have. If you keep practicing it and see the positive changes in your life, then you should thank India for it.
Yeah, we're also celebrating the
The first
International
yoga guru
Day.
was Lord Shiva,
I'll put a link
also known
or
as
something.
Adi Yoga.
I mean, it's a
People in
huge
northern
event
India
in
were
Israel.
practicing this spiritual exercise over 5,000 years ago. The word yoga was even mentioned in the Vedas, India's oldest sacred text. The Brahmins further developed the art of yoga and documented their experiences in a treatise with over 200 records. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi came up with the idea to celebrate Yoga Day on June 21st, and it's now an actual international holiday with millions
Yeah, like
of
I said,
followers.
it's a huge thing here in Israel.
Number 9. Natural fibers. Nothing feels better than the touch of natural cotton on your skin. We could have been deprived of this situation if it weren't for the bright minds of India. Unlike the ancient Greeks, who wore animal skins, the Indians started cultivating cotton back in the 5th and 4th centuries BC. They used cotton threads to produce fabrics that soon became a huge hit in the Mediterranean and beyond. Jute and wool also have their origins in India. Cashmere, the finest and most exclusive type of wool, actually comes from the Kashmir region of India. Number 10. Flush toilets.
Okay, I knew
You
about
can
the
probably
toilet.
see by now that the Indus Valley civilization came up with so many genius inventions. And flush toilets were one of them.
I love how
Believe
this
it or
is
not, home toilets
so
connected
random.
to a complicated sewage system with canals, irrigation, and smart water management existed in the land of spices over 5,000 years ago. Pure genius. Number 11. Shampoo. The word shampoo comes from the Hindi word shampoo, which means to massage or knead. The substance was invented in India in
Okay, I knew about the
1762
shampoo.
and was originally used
Okay.
for head massages, hence the name. The first shampoo was made of natural oils and herbs. British colonial traders fell in love with the idea and brought it back with them to England. It took years for the original
weird
head
to
massage
think
oil
that
to
they
evolve
don't
into
have,
shampoo
like, they
as we know it
didn't use
today.
shampoo
But
back
fact is
then.
fact. You have the Indians to thank for the beauty and cleanliness of your hair.
Thank you. If you want to see what number 12 on this list, go watch the original video in the original channel. I'm doing this because I don't like when people watching reaction videos and then just like seeing all the video and not giving the appreciation to the people who actually worked hard to create the video. So go watch the channel, link in the description. Okay, I was kind of skeptical about it because I feel like I've been studying about India for such a long time. So most of the things I knew about, but some things were really I didn't know about the ruler. I think it's really interesting. I want to know how they measure to create the ruler to make it straight. And yeah, the temples and such a beautiful architecture, and knowing they actually use a ruler, it makes more sense because it was so. I mean, everything in those temples, in those ancient temples, is so pretty, and they have so many details. So it makes sense that they will have some kind of device to create this and to measure things. But this is really interesting to know that they are actually using something that we're still using till this day. Um, the shampoo, as you can see, I have a lot of hair all over, so it is kind of weird for me to, I mean, I know that in Israel, ancient time Israel, we did put oils and different types of like plants and oils on our hair, so maybe this was also some kind of a shampoo. But it's kind of weird for me to think that there was not a shampoo back then. I don't know, it's weird. It is really interesting to see how many different things I already knew and how much I actually managed to learn. Yeah, so this is just like this. I feel like this video is just like for me to see if I know stuff. So I'm kind of happy about the fact that I knew most of the things. Yeah, so I really like, I want to know if you guys, like, for the people who are actually living in India, how much of this did you know? I mean, is it something that you all are actually proud of? Like, the Israeli people are always proud of the fact that recreated the disconki, we created the cherry tomatoes, stuff like this, like random stuff that, like, oh yeah, like every person in Israel is so proud that Israel created this, even though we had absolutely nothing to do with this invention. So I really like. Do you always like also feel this pride of you guys, your people invented the shampoo or stuff like this? Let me know in the comments. The plastic surgery with the story about the nose and stuff, that was kind of like freaking me out, but it was really interesting to see how much I know the Ayurveda is such an important part of the India culture, and I know that a lot of the medical field evolved in India, so this is absolutely beautiful. But the story about the nose, about the why they have to do this, it was kind of weird for me. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.